Monday morning, your very first day on the job as a newly licensed real estate agent. You just completed your morning huddle down the hall in the conference room where you all discussed the market, and then you went back to your desk. And you started noticing the other agents around the office. This one's preparing for an open house coming up this weekend, and that one's about to take some buyers out on showings. You look down at your phone, you have no messages. You look in your email, you have no messages. And then you realize you have no clients. What are you gonna do? I do not want you to panic. I'm going to show you the 7 steps that you need to take to create a very solid cold calling system. This is gonna get you off and running in your business. Step number 1, I want you to sign up for the Mojo Dialer. Now, there are a lot of dialers out there. I have been on Mojo for the last 5 years and I keep coming back to it. I recently tried another dialer, but I wasn't really a fan because it just felt as though I really couldn't customize the platform the way I needed to. Mojo has excellent customer service. I just feel as though it's very intuitive the way the dialer moves, and I'm just a fan of it. I am not an affiliate. I'm not getting paid to tell you that, but I like it. It works for me, so I wanted to tell you about it. The fee for Mojo is $99 a month for a single line dialer. They also have a triple line dialer, which I've used in the past, which is $149 a month. Currently, I'm on the single line dialer, and I think it works just fine. You don't need to spend the extra $50. Now, with the dialer, you're going to need some data. Oh, you know, if you've been watching my other videos, that I am a huge fan of for sale by owners and expired listings because those sellers want to sell right now. So you can subscribe to the data for Mojo. So in addition to paying the $99 a month, you're going to pay either $25 a month for the for sale by owners or $50 a month for the expireds. Now listen up, I'm in your situation right now. I'm a new real estate agent and all these expenses are falling on my shoulder, and it can be very difficult to have to pay for everything when you don't have money coming in. But the great thing about Mojo, you can cancel the data at any point. So say you get going, you spend $25 for 1 month's worth of for sale by owners, and you get a couple listings and things are moving. You don't have to spend it the next month. There are no contracts with them. It's just month to month. So keep that in mind. Another special tip that I want to give you about data, when you sign up for a dialer, whether it's Mojo or somebody else, I always request to get old expires, like from a couple years ago. They are gold, and I don't think they get a lot of attention, which is why I want you to call them, because they're not as competitive. And those sellers, if they wanted to sell at one point, they're probably going to want to sell again. Maybe just start off with the $25 a month for sale by owners and then work to expires. As soon as you make a little bit of money, put that money back into your business as much as you can afford to do it. I'm telling you, it's going to pay off. Second thing I want you to do is to create a call log so that you can be accountable to yourself with every dialer session. And I'm going to let you take a peek at mine right now.
Here's our call log. You can see us on a Google Sheet that also houses the appointment tracker tab. We've got a few different columns here. We've got our month and day, which is self-explanatory. Then we also have dials, which is the total number of dials you make in a given day. And you can get that number by clicking on the report tab in Mojo. Appointments, valid conversations, and contact. What is the difference between the two? A valid conversation is when you call somebody and they say, glad you called, but we're not ready to do anything right now. Follow up in a month. That's a conversation that could lead to an opportunity, a possible conversion into an appointment. So you definitely want to track valid conversations, as opposed to a contact when you reach somebody and they say, hey, I got the wrong number, or hey, we're not interested, take me off your list, that kind of thing. You've made contact, but that call is going absolutely nowhere. So you definitely want to differentiate and keep track of these two types of connections. And then lastly, we have our notes. And this is basically where I indicate what call bucket I called in the day. Maybe I've called a couple, maybe I've just called one. So on the 24th of January, I've just called my for sale by owners. On the 25th, I called old expireds. And I also want to indicate the time of day. It's very important. The reason for that is, as you can see, I've got Wednesday highlighted. I've indicated 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. as my calling time. And look at how much success I've had in this call session as opposed to the others. 15 valid conversations and 30 contacts. And by tracking this data, guys, this will allow me to know maybe I should be calling on Wednesday evenings more because I'm having a lot more success during this time. I always want you to analyze your numbers This call log is very important for accountability reasons, but it's also very important for strategy. You want to know when is the optimal time to be calling in your market? When can you reach the most people?
Step number 3, I want you to create an appointment tracker. The appointment tracker is going to sit on the same Google Sheet as the call log. It's just going to be a separate tab. And I created a video on this channel that is completely dedicated to my appointment tracker, also known as my follow-up system. There's 3 different kinds of leads that you're going to follow up with. And in this video, I'll put the link up there, and I'll also include the video at the end of this video. I show you exactly how I follow up with my leads, depending upon where I feel they are in terms of needing follow-up. How close am I to scheduling an appointment with them? And I show you exactly how that works in that video. Step number 4, I want you to print out your for sale by owner and expired listing scripts. I want them printed out and put in little laminate sleeves and have them sit on your desk so you have them ready whenever you start your call sessions. Now, a for sale by owner seller and an expired listing seller are 2 very different people, so they require 2 very different scripts. I have scripting on this channel. I don't have a downloadable form for you. I'm not going to make it easy for you. I want you to watch the video that has the script, and I'll put the links right up there so you can check out those videos. And I want you to type out the scripting that I'm giving you, and then you'll have it. Because if you type it out and you force yourself to get familiar with it, then you will internalize it, and it will become more natural in your delivery when you're speaking to people. Remember, there's 2 different scripts for expires and FSBO, so don't confuse the 2. You're going to pull out the different script depending upon which call group you're calling that day. Step number 5, find 2 role play partners. Why 2 instead of 1? Because invariably somebody is going to cancel on you because they're going to be busy with something on a certain day, and I don't want you to miss out on your role play session. Role play is super important because the more you work through these scripts and get comfortable with them, the more you're going to sound natural on the phones, and you're going to connect with the leads that you're trying to convert. Don't skimp out on your role play. I think if you're a new agent, you should be doing at least 3 role play sessions a week, and ideally you'd like the session to be right before you jump on the dialer, but if it's not, that's okay. And just keep in mind that your role play partner does not have to be at your brokerage. They don't have to be in your market. They can be somewhere else. I've had role play partners on the other side of the country. As long as you can count on that person to show up so that each of you can strengthen your skills on the phones. It's also nice to kind of have that camaraderie because lead generation can be kind of isolating as you just sit there and make call after call, and knowing that you can kind of check in with someone to say, how was your session yesterday? How did that wording work for you? Did you have any success with it? And you can kind of bounce ideas off. You'll find that to be very helpful as well. Step number 6 is time blocking. You'll notice that I've used my red marker here because I really want to emphasize this step to you. This is a time where you are only cold calling and you're letting everybody in your sphere know, do not bother me. I will be on the phones lead generating. Now, popular hours for cold calling are 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. or maybe 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. with a little variance on either side. Generally speaking, people are in a better mood in the morning, and if you get them towards the end of the day, they might have just had it and they just don't want to talk to you. So just keep that in mind when you're selecting your call block hours, but stay consistent. Cold calling and consistency work hand in hand to deliver results. If you're not consistent, you are not going to see those results. And you'll notice here that I've linked time blocking to call log because the call log is your accountability area in your Google Sheet that I told you to put together. And you'll see that if you're not time blocking, you're not going to have a lot of numbers reflected in your call log. Make sure that you block out those hours, and those hours are only dedicated for your calls. It's going to be a little hard at the beginning, but then you'll slowly get into a rhythm and it'll become a habit that works for you. Our final step is step number 7. I want you to decompress or relax for 15 minutes before you jump in the dialer. And the reason for this is you are trying to help people. And you really can't help people when you are worried about your own stresses in your daily life. During those 15 minutes, I want you to relax and release that stress, whether it's doing yoga exercises, praying, meditating, going for a quick run, stretching, whatever you need to do to put yourself in a place of giving and helping during your call session. That's what I want you to do. Really focus on the people that you're trying to connect with. They will sense that in your voice. You'll sound kinder if you do that. So release those worries before you get in the dialer. In summary, these 7 steps are going to give you a solid structure to really get your lead generation going and help you springboard into the real estate business. If you do all of these 7 steps, I know you are going to be successful. And regarding the financial investment, we're looking at about $1,000 to $2,000 for the entire year, depending upon whether you continue with the data every month or maybe even the dialer every month. Maybe you take a break or something if you get busy and you can't call, although we need to call block. We need to call as consistently as we can. But I'm just thinking realistically. We're looking at about a $1,000 to $2,000 investment. And we know that we're going to earn that back if we get 1 or 2 closings, right? As real estate agents, there's a lot of marketing that's thrown at us. You should try this, spend your money here, and this is going to help your business and all that. I can tell you, having been a lead generator for the last 5 years, that if you do these 7 steps and just spend a little bit of money there with the dialer and the data, it's going to pay off for you, but you have to commit to it and work on getting better with your calls.